Ah! Is it on? Good. Wait. Oh, good. Hi, sorry. I had technical difficulties. One person that's here. So hopefully some other people will find us in a minute. So if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Sorry, everybody. Had technical difficulties. And then for a minute, I couldn't spell believing. And I still can't. Like, I'm still questioning my spelling. Sorry, I'm getting our Facebook up and running. Okay, looks like I got 2 thumbs up, so I think you can hear me. Sorry. Oh, my goodness gracious. I wish someone, it would be funny if you guys knew what was just going on just a second ago. Okay. All right. Almost. I gotta get my stuff. Come on in. Yay. People are finding me. Sorry. Technical difficulties this morning. And I'm getting our Facebook feed up and running. I got 5 thumbs up. So I think that I can officially say that you can hear me and that all is well. And we're getting a late start, but that's okay. That is okay. Time is an illusion. So we're good with it. Okay, guys, hold on. I'm just starting our Facebook feed here. Okay, hold on. You move over here. People are finding us. I hope people, maybe they're waiting on Facebook now and they're confused because I wasn't here yesterday and now this is crooked. Okay. Okay, I will say, Facebook people, that I do have a slide today. So if you want a readable view of the slides, hop on over to our YouTube channel. I don't think anybody's even here yet, so they can't hear me. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I'm just giving us a couple minutes because I was behind because I had technical difficulties, so I want to give everybody a chance to come in. Good morning. I think people are starting to come in on Facebook. And it looks like all of our Unity of Appleton folks, In the Walls folks are coming in on YouTube. Okay. So I'm a little bit late, and that's okay. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, good. Facebook people are starting to come in. Sorry, YouTube is up and running. Facebook people, I will have a slide. So if you want a readable view of this slide, you'll need to hop on over there. Good morning, Nicole. I see you. Okay, so let's just take a minute to center here. I'm going to remember to turn the slide. So I invite us all just to take this moment to breathe in together. Breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. Another time, breathing in and out. And we just take this moment to allow all things to be exactly as they are. We leave behind all of the moments that brought us to this moment. Anything that we may have been thinking about or wrestling with or having emotions about this morning, we just put those down. And we say we are willing to put those down to make room in our minds and in our hearts for the perception of God to dawn on us. We open up our hearts and our minds. willingly, gladly, recognizing that we have been brought here to this moment by love with a capital L, to be pointed toward our own highest wisdom and knowing that resides at the place where we and God meet. We affirm that our highest good is being served by our time here this morning. And we say thank you to ourselves that we would give ourselves the gift of this time. We are here. We are guided. Let us begin. And you can just take a moment to breathe and enter back into this moment in time and space. So, this morning, I had this realization about something that had happened to me earlier in the week. And it was as I was, getting ready for this morning. And I had this realization, and that moment where you get this aha about this new knowing, this new layer of knowing around something that happened to you. Well, that's what happened to me. And so then, I picked up my journal and I started to write. And then I realized that this thing had dawned on me because I was to share it with you. And so, as happens sometimes, I scrapped everything that I worked on yesterday. Not everything, but kind of everything. And decided to share this with you. I feel like it's purposeful, not just for me. So, earlier in the week, I woke up, what morning? I don't even remember. But I woke up one morning this week. Or no, it was in the evening. Okay, I was, in the evening, and after everybody else in my house was asleep. And I had this thought that knocked on my door. And it was an experiment that I wanted my husband and I to do together. And so, as I often do, I wrote a letter and put it on the coffee pot because I know that we are both sure to see those because we definitely visit the coffee pot in the morning. And in this message to him, I said, I would like for us to do an experiment. Can we each kind of make a commitment to saying to ourselves at the beginning of each day, at the beginning of each day's first interaction with one another, how would I show up in this moment for him or for her if I knew that this was her last day here, or for me, if I knew it was his last day here. And that sounds morbid, and sometimes I get a little morbid, but it felt like an inspiration. It felt like one of those things like, oh, this is the thing to do. And the next morning he said, I got your note, and yes, let's do that. And so here we were embarking on this experiment. Now, fast forward one day, and I had a doctor's appointment, and I went to the doctor's, and I wasn't going to share this, but I really feel like it's purposeful, so I'm going to do it. I'm doing it. Okay. So I went to the doctor, and at the doctor, I shared with him, and he confirmed that I had indeed found a lump in my breast. And I've been down this road before, as you know, or as some of you know. And so I found this lump. And as that's happening, so then, they need to order the MRI and they need to do testing. And then there's insurance that has to be, pre-authorized and all that kind of stuff. And so that's happening. And so as I'm leaving the doctor's, I call my husband and I say to him, this is what's happening. They found this lump and, now I've got to do this MRI. And then I said, oh, and I'm saying this out loud to him. I'm driving home, saying this out loud to him. I'm on Bluetooth, everybody. But I say to him, oh, I just turned 40. And when my sister just turned 40, that is when her breast cancer was made manifest. It was literally right after her 40th birthday. And I just turned 40 a few weeks ago. And I'm saying this out loud to him. I'm saying, oh, I just turned 40, I say to him. And then I said, oh, wait, remember I had that inspiration yesterday? And I said to you, like, we should, I invited you to have this experiment and me to have this experiment. Like, what would we do with one another if this was, their last day? And I had said it to him, like, you show up the way you would if it were my last day, not your last day here, but if you knew it were my last day here, right? And so I'm putting these synchronicities together, right? And as I'm driving, all of a sudden, my car starts to act very strangely, right? And that moment where you're driving and your car, something's going wrong and you don't yet have your finger on the pulse of what that thing is, but something is indeed going wrong. And so here my car, I said, something's going on. And my husband says, well, what is it? And I said, well, I don't know yet. Hold on just a second. And so I get quiet and I'm paying attention. And what happens is I realize that the RPMs are going up, but the gear is not changing, right? So it's not, and I said, it's not shifting into gear. It's the RPMs are going up. It's not shifting into gear. And then I'm thinking, oh, I'm driving. And, so I get off the phone with him because I need to concentrate. And and it would do, first and second gear. So I could do pretty well, like the lower speeds, but as soon as it was trying to get up to third gear, it wouldn't switch, right? So lower gears, okay. Third gear, not okay. It wouldn't do it, right? And so I'm driving, and then it appears that all of a sudden it's not going into second gear, right? So now I'm not able to accelerate and pick up speed. And so I think, okay, well, what do I do? Because I realize I'm about to turn onto this part, and I'm not going to go into it, but you guys all would know it. If I told you what intersection, you'd be like, yeah, people fly through that thing. And so I'm thinking, I don't want to turn, and like, even to put on my hazards and go slowly, I don't want to turn here because people come up so quickly that if, they could come up and hit me. So I have this knowing that, Lydia, you need to stop. You need to pull over. You need to stop. And you need to take a breath and say a centering prayer. Like, I knew that that's what I needed to do. So I pull over. I turn off the engine. Okay. I take my breath and I say, my centering prayer. I'm here to be truly helpful. I affirm the love and the truth that I am, and I affirm that my highest good is unfolding right now, and that I am guided, and that I will know what to do. Because, right, when something happens with your car, it's like, do I call a tow truck? Do I try to drive with my hazards? Do I take it straight to the place? Do I go to home? There's all these questions that you have to wrestle with. And I shushed those during the centering prayer and affirmed that I was guided and that I would know exactly what to do and when to do it. Right. And so then I turned on my car and I think, okay, go. You'll be guided in the moment. So I turn on my car and I start to go and I turn on the road, and first gear comes in and second gear comes in and third gear comes in, and there's no problem. There's no problem. It's over. That whole thing. And it was, it felt really dramatic. The whole thing was over. And what I realized is that life, the universe, love, God, was telling me that I needed to switch gears, because here's what was happening. In the moment that I was talking to my husband, I was literally participating in creating the outcome of cancer. I was literally participating in that outcome. And here's why. Because this is what faith is. So I'm going to the revealing word. I'm keeping this with me because I have some notes in it too. But here's the revealing word. Okay, this is Charles Fillmore. We're going to Charles Fillmore to find out, what is faith? What is faith? Faith is the perceiving power of the mind linked with the power to shape substance. It is spiritual assurance, the power to do the seemingly impossible. It is a magnetic power that draws onto us our heart's desire from the invisible spiritual substance. And here's the thing. In that moment where I was like, oh, there was this synchronicity. And oh, what about my sister who right at 40? All of this was happening. And really what was happening in that moment is that my heart's desire was cancer. Take a breath. My heart's desire in that moment was cancer. This is really difficult for us to do. We don't like this about ourselves. We don't want to admit that in truth, there is a part of us that wants the drama. that wants that thing. You know, there is a part of us that actually wants our suffering, right? But in order not to create that suffering, we must be willing to look at that. We must be willing to see that in ourselves. We must be willing to see it in ourselves. And then with kindfulness, right? With mindfulness, notice that that is our heart's desire and not judge ourselves for that truth, right? Not judge ourselves for that truth. Here's the thing about faith. I'll read another one here. So hold on. No. Faith compared to trust. Okay. Trust is a weaker brand of faith, but better than mistrust. As a rule, persons who merely trust the Lord do not understand divine law. If they had understanding, they would affirm the presence and power of God until the very substance of Spirit of God would appear in manifestation. I'm going to say that again. If they had understanding, they would affirm the presence and power of God until the very substance of Spirit would appear in manifestation. That's what it is. It is, I'm going to read this because there's some more here. So I want you to come with me on this. Recognize that faith is more than just believing. Faith has a creative power to it. So what we have faith in, and in that moment, I was having faith in cancer. I was showing myself all the proof, wasn't I? I was showing myself the proof. Oh, my sister at 40. Oh, I had the knowing yesterday, and I said, hey, treat me like it's my last day on the planet, right? I was having faith. That was what I was doing. And faith, that faith creates things. It literally, and that's why I said believing is seeing. And I really hope I spelled it right because we had a technical difficulty. And so I'm starting to still believing. And you know how when you look at a word and it looks like nonsense, like you think, this isn't good. Anyway, so just hope it's spelled right. But believing is seeing. I want to say this. I have some notes that I am going to get to. Okay, first, I also want to point out something. I want to point out that I was using, part of what happened is I practice and look at the language of metaphor. We all do this, right? This is key. There is a metaphor that was happening within my car, and that was that it wasn't switching gears. It needed to switch gears. My thinking needed to switch gears in order not to create cancer, right? And so my car, the metaphor. So if we will embrace, just like in dreams, just like we recognize that dreams is the language of our soul, of our subconscious. It is trying to get us to pay attention to something, to see something. So all of the pictures in our dreams, they're metaphor for something. They stand for something else. They are messages to us. That is true with life too. If we will but embrace that, then we can see and be guided toward faith, the creative power of faith, the mind of God that we share, if we can use the power of metaphor. Okay, we talk about this all the time, but that's what happened in that moment. I recognized that there was a metaphor. I knew that I was trying to be told something right there, right? And my ability to switch gears, to pull over, switch gears with centering prayer, was my ability to then move forward without impediment in my car, without trouble from the engine of my car. Okay, so sometimes you have to look away to have faith. So here's the recognition, right? The reason why, and we talk about this all the time too, the reason why Jesus could heal is because you could stand in front of him dripping your illness, and he believed so fully, had faith so fully, shared the mind of God so fully that he knew the health and wholeness of that which stood before him, of the person that stood before him. He didn't believe in that outer form. To him, he saw with the eyes of God, and the eyes of God do not see sickness, because sickness has no reality with a capital R. It has relative truth, temporary truth, but not eternal truth. So he knew it, then he could heal. Like the energy of the illness could not abide in his gaze. Well, here's the deal. Until we realize our Christ nature as fully as Jesus did. Until we do that, sometimes we need to look away. Sometimes I was talking to someone this week, and I recognized that this person, and they said that they had no hope. You know, they really couldn't hope for something different than had happened before. And the recognition and what we talked about is you have to find a way to look away. Because if you can find no hope in the future beyond what you've seen in the past, there is no hope for the future to be any different from the past, right? So sometimes we must look away from our circumstances for that which stands before us that is evidence to us of sickness, or evidence to us of any unwanted circumstance, of any pain, of any upset. Okay, so sometimes we must look away. What do I need to develop? Okay, so in a situation, when a situation arises that you know you need to tap on your power of faith, if you get quiet and you will ask yourself, what do I need to develop and perceive my faith? So what do I need to develop within me in order to perceive my faith? Because remember, faith is a way of seeing. It is an accurate way of seeing that has creative power. So what we're trying to do is, what do I need in order to access my faith? We ask that question of ourselves, and we will be shown, what do I need in order to grab on to this thing called faith? We also have denials and affirmations. So, right, just to brush up, negative form of denial is, this isn't happening, la, 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 la. This isn't happening. That's a negative form of denial. A positive form of denial is, this is happening. A lump in my breast has been found, and it has no power to keep my good from me. That is a positive denial, right? Okay, so here's an affirmation. I claim my power of faith. I perceive and intuit, fill in the blank. So in this case, when I'm dealing with a health challenge, what would I put there? I would say, I claim my power of faith. I perceive and intuit health and wholeness in my body, right? So there's my affirmation. In a disagreement with someone, maybe what you would say here is, I claim my power of faith. I perceive and intuit love with a capital L. Remember, everything that we see in our lives, all of our circumstances, we co-created with our faith. Whether it was faith in the eternal, in love with a capital L, or faith in fear, either way, our faith, our creative power of faith, co-created that reality. And when we can embrace that, we then even get a stronger sense, a stronger knowing, belief in our faith, right? So if you can look at a circumstance in your life and really become willing to see it fully, to let go of the part of you that says, I am a victim here. I am a victim of the world I see. I'm a victim of you. I'm a victim of this circumstance. I'm a victim of this situation, whatever it is. If I can look away from that, let that down enough to say, you know what? I am willing to see. I am willing to access my faith in this situation. You will then see how your faith created that thing. And it is the best news ever. Because as long as I am a victim, I do not hold the key to my prison cell. As long as I am a victim. But if I am willing to look, so in this circumstance, if I am willing to see the part of me that actually wanted cancer, that's what I was using, my power of faith in that moment. If I wasn't willing to see that, then who knows what happens down the road. Faith is thinking as God. That's what that is. Faith is perceiving with the perception of God, the perception of spirit, the perception of love with a capital L, whatever words you use to describe that which cannot be described. That is what faith is. It is seeing with those eyes. And when we see with the eyes of God, we cannot, it is impossible not to create in the world of form, because that obviously is what God is, that energy, that power that created worlds, that created us, that we are a part of. And so we want our prayer, our affirmation is that I claim my power of faith. I perceive and intuit love with a capital L. I perceive and intuit wisdom. I perceive and intuit wholeness and health. That is affirmation. That is affirmative prayer. I'm going to leave you with this, and we've read this before, but here it is. Faith of Jesus. Jesus did not claim an exclusive supernatural power. He did not claim an exclusive supernatural power, which we usually accredit to him. He had explored the ether energy, which he called the kingdom of heaven. His understanding was beyond that of the average man. However, he knew and said that other men could do what he did if they would only have faith. He encouraged his followers to take him as a pattern for faith and to use the power of thought and word. It is absolutely ours to experience. Faith is ours to experience. It is ours to perceive and intuit, and it is here for us in every moment. And willingness is all it takes. A willingness to see clearly. And so let us kind of just close with a breath. Maybe not so many words. I've said a lot of words, haven't I? A lot of words. And what we recognize is that while guidance comes in the form of thought, it is not thought. We cannot think it. We cannot think faith, although it is received by us through our thought. And so in this moment, let us get quiet. Let us together take a breath. We are just pausing. In this moment, it is my intention to perceive and intuit my faith. I pause and listen. Just breathing. If thoughts arise, we let them arise. We smile at them a little. Just breathing. A mantra we might use in a moment like this is, as we are in stillness, we just say silently over and over again, faith, 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 faith. Not with a grasping quality, not with a seeking quality, but just the word itself, used as a way to quiet thought. As we receptively listen and intuit are good. I invite you to allow my words to be the words of your heart. This morning, I have become willing to receive faith. I perceive and intuit my good in all its forms. I recognize that each and every footfall is guided. I am ready. I am open. All is well. And so it is, everybody, and so it is. And so I invite you just to take one more breath and then come back to this moment in time and space. I will read to you the Daily Word. For those of you who are not familiar, the Daily Word is a Unity Worldwide publication. You can find it at thedailyword.com. It is a short little devotional, and I am using yesterday's word. Guess why? Because yesterday's word is faith. So faith buoys my spirit and carries me far. Sometimes a dream feels too far away, an obstacle feels too big to surmount, or a goal feels impossible to achieve. I feel discouraged when I start believing more in problems than in possibilities. At those times when I need to rekindle my belief in myself and the power of my dreams, I rely upon my faith faculty. Faith is my power to believe, which leads me to know I can do all that I set out to do. By believing in unseen possibilities, I open the way to my good. Faith assures me there is a solution to every problem and a remedy for every hurt. Faith keeps me optimistic that what is good in my life can become even better, and that my belief in myself can take me far. And the verse is Hebrews 11:3. By faith we understand that the worlds were prepared by the word of God, so that what is seen was made from things that are not visible. Well, I love it. It was made from things that are not visible. Okay, and again, the affirmation, faith buoys my spirit and carries me far. Let's do our vision together. A world powerfully transformed through shared spiritual awakening. And our mission, advancing the movement of spiritual awakening and transformation through unity, a positive path for spiritual living. And our values, abundance, acceptance, community, diversity, integrity, joy, and love. And we celebrate our children. Unity of Appleton sees the divinity in all children and nurtures their unfolding spirituality. And our announcements. I wonder if you guys can see that. I think the white background might be bad. But, listen, everybody. This coming Saturday is the Rise Above Painting Workshop. I have already signed up. My husband has already signed up. I know I talked to Brenda. She has already signed up. This is the final week. And I know many of you have said that you want to do this, but we must have 5 participants. So please, 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 the link is on members only. It is also in the email blast. I really want to do this. It is the Rise Above Lotus painting. Remember, this is a local artist, Stacy Parrish, leads us in a meditative painting process. It is absolutely beautiful. I did a workshop with her before. I cannot say enough about it. I'm very excited. I'm getting my paints and my brushes and my canvas, and I will be there. Please sign up today. So we make sure that we have secured this. There is an Eventbrite link on our members only page. I'm going to repost it later today also. Okay. We have our annual meeting today, everybody. Annual meeting at 10:40, which actually doesn't give us very much time. So let's say it's 10:42. We will have our official start to our annual meeting. The link is on our members only page. It is also in your email blast. It is the exact same link we use every week to do the Zoom. Same link. So remember 10:42, we're starting that. We are looking for 1 new board member. We haven't, someone reached out to us last week, so we are very excited. So we would like to have 1 new board member. So if you feel inspired to serve this beautiful community and be a part of the amazing board that we have, and me too, I'm a part of it too, please reach out to us. You can email unity@unityofappleton.org. Oh no, we still got more to do. Okay, you guys. I'm running behind and I know we've got an annual meeting. So what I'm going to do is skip through this today. We're going to do the prayer of protection because we got business to handle. Sorry, board members, that time went crazy. Okay, let's do the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Okay, 10:42, we're starting the annual meeting. You can hop on over there. Bye, everybody. See you later. Thanks for being here. See you later, alligators. See you in a minute, guys. See you in a minute. Good.